Hey, Dustin. Linda. Hope. Hey, Pam. Hey, Zaria. How you doing? Hey, George. A beautiful night out tonight. Sure is. Hey, Jenny. Penny. How you guys doing tonight? Hey, Stephanie. Hey, Johnny. Hey, Ace, how you doing? It's taking it easy. Take a little break. Good, Samantha. Hey, Moomer. How you doing? Hey, Superwoman. Hey, that's right. Hey, Homebrews. Homebrew, how you doing? Hey, Norma Jean. Hey, Marnie. Hey, Jokes. Hey, Superwoman, how you been doing? Hey, Alkid. What's happening? No, I don't have Daisy. I took her for a walk. I took her to the park once today, not twice. It's still like 80 degrees, and here it is 11 o'clock at night. Oh, thank you. I'm over in Dearborn. Hey, Dan Bag. Oh, Sterling Heights. All right. Have a lot of good ethnic restaurants up there. I don't make it over there very often. Hardly ever, really. That's Michigan, Samantha. I was a private detective my whole life. Yeah, I remember Jackson. I used to go to that airport and take people for plane rides and sit at that little restaurant at the terminal. I'm sure that's probably long gone by now. Jackson, all around the airport, there wasn't anything. I can remember that was just the airport and that was it. Oh, that pizza's best pizza I've ever had, honestly. And I've had a lot of pizzas. Excellent. $18 worth every dime. This reminds me of a Florida night for some reason. It's like the high humidity, warm. Yeah, that was a fun place. You know, about jokes and flying, it's $100 hamburger. But it was kind of the truth. But that was a nice place to take someone for a plane ride because you could go in there. They used to have good strawberry shortcake. But I don't even, is that restaurant even there? I mean, do they have anything where you can eat in the airport anymore? I got 2 pieces left, Penny. It was thin crust, which I like. Excellent pizza. So ridiculously good. I did not meet up with any people today. No. I'm a little burnt out, to be honest with you. I talked to Tassie. We were going to meet today, but we're going to meet tomorrow instead. Burton, are you talking about Burton up near Flint? Is that what you're talking about? Well, that pizza was so damn good. I'm not kidding you. It was the best pizza I've ever had. I've had some good pizzas, but that is tops. Nah, I mean, where I'm at, it's kind of like middle class. Big Arabic population, Dearborn, Michigan. Nice place to live. I had a home here for about 6 years myself. Yeah, isn't that something? Yeah, it's too bad, Jamie. Yeah. All right, Samantha. Yeah, I used to I had a buddy of mine in Chisago, Minnesota, north of Minneapolis. I haven't been out there in probably 15 years. Guys are getting too much crime down there. You see it all just right, actually. The crust was just as good as the rest of it. So good. Oh, Albanian, okay. Yeah, that's the best food I've had in quite a while. I mean, I would say exceptional food. I sat out front and ate mine, and there were people just going in there left and right, bringing out 2, 3, 4 pizzas. Hey, Susan, love British Columbia. All right, Samantha. Yeah. You have a good night. No, I've never heard of Mark Zeeler. No. Oh, do you? Where at on East Side? I'll come over there someday. I don't get to the East Side too much. I'll come over there and get a hot dog. Yeah. Honestly, I don't really talk to Mark outside the chats or communicate with him in any way. So I think some people do, but I don't know what he's doing, to be honest with you. See, all these lights out are on this side of the road for some reason. Good night, Samantha. Oh, between 6 and 7 Mile and DeQuinder. Okay. Is it on the east or west side of the road? I think his mail voter fraud is I think it happens. I do. Hang around with down here. His brother owns a gas station in Burton. They sell pizza there. Supposedly have good pizza. You know what I'm talking about? You know, I don't know, George. I don't know. Oh, okay. How's business, by the way? You having dining in? Or is it carry out only? Yeah, that's a good question. I haven't seen Niggle around. I don't know. I haven't talked to Becky in a while. Actually, 3 weeks Tuesday it'll be. Gary sent me a nice email. You know, the clone guy? Yeah, definitely getting darker earlier. I like it, to tell you the truth. I mean, I like, you know, it seems like I get more done. I don't like it just starting to get dark at 10:30. Yeah, he's a good guy. Yeah, yep. Good, Trish. How you doing? It's not as bad as you think. If you were with me, you wouldn't think that much of it. Not kidding you. Oh, good for you. Hey, Pat. I bought that book, How to Discover Yourself, by that he died in 2003, Clifton. It's a Gallup publication, and the reason I did is because I do think it's overpriced, but it isn't if it helps me with things. And you evaluate yourself at the end of the book, go online, and they spell it out. And basically, the bottom line is, this guy says, don't spin your wheels trying to be good at something you just don't have a talent or the knack for, or you hate doing. Like, everybody's got something they hate doing, and it's just a waste of time to put a bunch of time into something where you're only going to be average or below average. And this guy talks about honing your strengths and farming out the things that you're no good at or don't like to do. And that definitely caught my ear. Well, I've done a face reveal plenty of times. I'm all over YouTube. Pictures, photos, videos, let people interview it. It's no secret. I'm not trying to do anything. Oh, okay. That's cool, Sammy. No, I don't worry about it. No. I don't worry about it. Hey, Drowsy Doll. I was here. I didn't feel any earthquake. I was probably wrestling around with Daisy at the time. I didn't feel it. I remember feeling one in Detroit, like 85. Knocked something off the shelf, actually. But I didn't feel anything. Oh, Utah, how you doing out there? I bet it's hot out there. You can email me at tomreed, TOMREED 1956 at gmail.com. Yeah, well, that's where I'm at right now, Phoebe Dearborn. Yeah, I help them if I can. You know, they gotta want to be helped, you know what I mean? I don't think it's any, big benevolent act. I give them a few bucks for a few minutes, curious how they got there, and if I can, I will. Oh, wow. Hey, Kimberly. Hey, subscriber girl. You getting some new subscribers? Yeah, thanks, Mark. Mark, where were you talking about that place? You were talking about some place I should go with you up there? Where were you referencing? Yeah, they say that about Yellowstone National Park as well. One of the days that place is going to blow. Well, you know, there's actually a lady that knows Jennifer that got a hold of her and is trying to help, but she seems kind of resistant to it. So, you know, it's the same old problem, and that is that, you know, like I said, you got to want to leave. Oh, okay. You know, I went salmon fishing 2 years ago on the Betsy River. And when I found out what was going on, it just kind of turned me off. As it turned out, those fish are not eating when they're going up the rivers there. They're actually going to spawn and drop their eggs. And I guess I've read about it later. And to keep it legal, you have to have a fly on the hook that you throw in the water. And they have their mouth open. Evidently, they're constantly cleaning up the area where they're laying eggs and heading, you know, up the river. And I realized that it really isn't fishing in any sense of the word. It's actually legalized snagging. 9 out of 10 you catch in the mouth because their mouth's open. They're swimming by, believe it or not. You wouldn't think that could happen so much. And then another 10%, you actually get a hook in the side. And once I knew that, you know, I don't know that much about salmon fishing, and I didn't want to go anymore. I thought it was not fun. It's no sport. The fish are going up there to, you know, drop their eggs. I don't want to be harassing them one last time, so I don't want to go anymore. And my buddy gets depressed that I won't go with him. Oh, sorry about that, Lois. Yeah, it's these fish, salmon. I mean, the fish were huge, 25 pounds. They jump out of the air, land in the water, and it was fun until I found out that they weren't really biting the hook. And then it was not fun. I don't want to do it anymore. Yeah, that's how I am. You know, I had a buddy of mine, actually he was a big palm tree grower, lived near me in Florida. And he had a boat, and he was always bugging me to go fishing. And by that time, I was already kind of dying out on fishing. So we went out one morning, get up, beautiful Jupiter Inlet, get out there about 5 miles, sun coming up, just absolutely beautiful. And we started catching these dolphin, the fish. And when those things start hitting around you, we caught like 25 and a half hour. Huge, like, you know, 8, 12, 15 pounds. And when you pull them out of the water and they were flopping around the deck, it was the most beautiful rainbow color. And I thought, you know what, this isn't for me. Basically, they're suffocating, and, you know, I eat fish, but I don't want to catch them anymore. Oh, really, Survivor Girl? Yeah. Nah, I know that stuff's got to be harvested, but I don't want to be the guy doing it. I don't want to be that close to it. Hell, I couldn't even wash a spider down the drain a week ago. Yeah, you're right about that, Erica. Yeah, yep. I mean, I got mixed feelings on eating meat and fish. I do it. My wife was a vegetarian since she was about 10. Oh, that's all right. That's no problem. Yeah, I got sick ocean fishing one time in South Carolina, and I got sick one time on a cruise. You've never been seasick, man? That's bad. Yeah, yeah. No, I don't need any money. No. You know, I went through and looked at the endless. You know, people want a T-shirt. People want T-shirts. That lady, Cat is doing some nice T-shirts. I looked at other ones. Here's the problem with T-shirts. You can get printed T-shirts, and they're not that great. You can get embroidered T-shirts, but they're super expensive once you go buy a logo. So to make anything worthwhile, even if you didn't make any money, and you used, and you shipped, honest to God, to have a decent something that you wear that you feel good wearing, not a piece of junk, it would be about $35 a piece. Who the hell wants to pay that for a T-shirt? You know what I mean? So I'm looking for something else right now. Yeah, it's the Federal Reserve, which is actually separate than the government, believe it or not. It's odd. If you ever read up about the Federal Reserve, it's pretty interesting. Hello, Pam. Yeah, I just wouldn't enjoy it, you know. I was really into beekeeping for a long time. And I would do beekeeping again. But what I'd like to do is experiment with some hybrids and set people up with beekeeping, like Warray hives, top bar hives, the Langstroth hive, the kind you would generally recognize. You couldn't find a worse design for an insect. It's terrible, drafty. Bees would never set up in that natural. It's set up so human beings can extract the honey. It's not for the bees. So I'd like to get into bees again, but to be honest with you, up where I live, the deck angle's so low, with the trees all over, and if you put them out in an open field, just everything eats them. Bears, skunk. It's just a constant nightmare finding an appropriate place for honeybees. Well, Evelyn, I don't mind doing that, but I don't mean to sound like it's an FBI investigation, but the way we end up giving things to people is, people that we were able to verify their situation and that I know who they are. And if I do that with you, I'd be glad to do that. But I'm going to need to talk to you and that kind of thing. Tons of people are ordering cologne for Becky. Actually, I took all the photos of their inventory list, but I didn't make a video of it because after I took all the photos, some of them didn't send when I sent them to myself in an email, so I can do a much better job of it when I get home. And that's why I kind of held off on that. And besides, Gary's phone number, email, and his whatever, I don't know if he has a website or whatever. He emailed me a few days ago and thanked me, but he's keeping in orders up the yin-yang. Plenty of them. And I will get your RSO oil for you soon. And I still owe you a gift certificate to the Chinese restaurant. I told you I'd get you one for down to Allen Park, Lana. That pizza is so damn good, it's ridiculous. Oh, I said don't put addresses on here yet. I mean, I knew about people getting addicted to heroin, but now that I've seen it for a while and what it does and how it works, and that's no shit. Just like Crystal says, it's the devil. You know, I don't know if Davey's okay or not. I haven't heard from her, to tell you the truth. I don't know. You know, Dimebag, I don't know. I mean, I don't see how it could be the real deal. If, you know, how could you? I don't really know. I don't want to make up something. He says it's not. But I don't know how it could be so much cheaper than the real one. But, you know, that doesn't mean that it's a knockoff. I addressed that in the video. I mean, there's weird law in patent to make the same smell or something like it. I don't know. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, do that. Yep. Yeah, go ahead and send it to me. Yeah, go ahead and send it to me. I don't mind helping people if I can. I mean, that's the kind of frustrating thing, you know. I help them a little, not a lot. That's why. Yeah, I mean, I think people have ordered because he thanked me for all the orders he was getting. So I would say yes. No, I don't need any money, Vanessa. Thank you. Nope. Thank you. You know what I try to do, if it's possible, is, you know, I try not to get in between somebody that wants to help somebody and the recipient. Well, he apologized. You know, he's a 77-year-old guy. I think I'll give Gary a call tomorrow and say, hey, people are having a hard time getting a hold of you. I mean, I don't think he's ripping people off. You know, you saw his computer savvy. I'll find out for you, but I think he just could be that. You know, like what I was telling you earlier about myself. He may have weaknesses, and he may be great at getting good deals and getting the inventory, and not so good at accepting the orders. I don't really know the guy. Nobody that I know of, Victoria. Yeah. Problem, you're not going to have a problem with that. Vanessa, I think we're going to have to get rid of you, hon. You're getting pretty weird on here. Well, you can email me your address and your contact number, and I'll give you a call tomorrow. I don't know who passed away. Yeah, I don't have a Cash App either. I mean, as it turns out, there's two ways to do it. Through your bank account, or they can send you a card. And I didn't realize there were two ways, so I think I'm going to get the card thing. Line somebody up with a Cash App, no problem. It's Tom, Tom Reed, Reed, 1956 at gmail.com. Yeah, it's starting to look like it. Yep. Hey, Virginia, how you doing? Yeah, I got a good signal here. Try and hit your refresh button. You can send it to my PayPal, which is a pain in the ass, but I can do it. AEG3, you keep it up and you're going too. You're going to be talking to yourself in a few minutes. Good, Crystal. How you doing? Good for you, Dimebag. You know, now I haven't read it. Long story short, and I mentioned this before, and I got a buddy of mine who this is like the smartest guy I've ever met in my life. He's aced the ACT, the SAT, the LSAT. Could have went to medical school. He's got an MBA from Northwestern. Just, I know I shouldn't say this, but he's a Jewish guy. What a surprise, huh? But he's a great guy. He's the guy writing a book right now. I told you he went to school with Andrew Gross and they're best friends. And he read this book, How to Discover Yourself by Clifton. And it's expensive if you get the version where you're allowed to go on and evaluate yourself. But I bought it today because I think it's a great argument against your weaknesses. I know I'm really bad at certain things, and I know what my strengths are. And I bought the book. It was like the things that I'm no good at, I get worse as I'm getting older. So I'm going to take that evaluation test tomorrow, and I'm going to read the rest of the book, and I'm going to just farm out everything that I'm no good at and stick to what I do, even no matter what it costs me. So it just gets you behind, and you don't do it, and blah, blah, blah. No, actually, I stay at a hotel when I'm down here. I'm on my third week. I'll be in Detroit 3 weeks Tuesday. I stay at a hotel. I actually live 185 miles north of here. Oh, thank you, Norma Jean. Yeah, as I say all along, you know, I know I know the difference between really being significant and just doing like a little thing. I mean, if you picked a turtle up crossing the road, it'd be a nice thing to do, but it's not that big an issue, you know, and that's kind of how I feel with the little that I do. It's fun to do. It's interesting to me. I mean, they've had their family, medical professionals, rehab clinics, loved ones, acquaintances, employers. So what am I really going to do? I mean, I'd like to have the opportunity, but I'm really not equipped to do something all the people I just referenced failed at. It's a great idea. I wish I could. I would if it presented itself, but you know, I'm barely moving the needle. I saw Sharon yesterday. Oh, that's cool, Susan. No, I don't really work, no. No. Actually, my PI license is coming up for renewal next month. I don't even know if I'm going to renew it. I get sick of something, I'm done with it. The few cases I could have done, I talked my way out of. So it really doesn't make sense. Like I said, that book that I'm going to read tomorrow, you know, that's a weakness of mine. I keep thinking that, you know, I'm going to get back into doing what I've done my whole life, and I really am not motivated to do it. Therefore, it never happens. So I'll just cut to the chase, and if I don't have a license, I can cancel the website, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, Rim was a sweetheart. Thank you, Shonda. Still in Detroit, Jeff. Can you believe that? Yep, still down here. You know, it's different. I like where I live. I mean, I really do, but it's also boring. And, you know, my content, really not much of it comes from where I live. There's some, but it's different. I like doing this. I've probably overstayed my stay this. You know, it's starting to get where YouTube is paying more because they're not nailing me on videos like they used to, and I'm getting a lot more views. And I think that last month and this month, I think it's actually going to pay for my expenses, which means my hotel room and my gas, which I never dreamed in a million years. So that's part of the reason why I'm staying down here so long. I mean, this is what I like doing. It doesn't make sense for me to go home, but I need to get back there and I've got just tons of boxes, packages. You know, I'm a obsessive compulsive when it comes to buying college textbooks that, you know, used to be $200-300, and I'm getting them for $5 and $6. Yeah, it's crazy, I know. And I gotta tie Daisy's hair. If I didn't think it'd be traumatic for her, I'd take her to a groomer down here, but I don't think that'd work. Yeah, man. I mean, it's really surprising. You know, you got to get like 10 trillion views to make any money, or to have, you know. And when I say make money, that's not counting what I've spent all these years. It's not counting my camera equipment, my computers, my time. So it's still not a complete typical business scenario. I mean. But it's nice to at least have my gas and my hotel bill paid. Oh, thanks, Miss Passion. Yep. Yeah, I just think it'd be traumatic for Daisy. That's why I did take her to the park a second time. I mean, it's 80 degrees and it's still high humidity. You know, it's just too hot. Yeah, she's in a hotel, yep. Yeah, they say that working girls that are drug addicted, it's the loneliest life in the world, and I tend to believe that. You know, you're with a lot of men, but it isn't under the circumstances that you'd have in a normal, non-compensating life. I mean, who in the hell hasn't had sex during their life that they didn't feel like having? Can you imagine doing it every day of the week? All day long? Oh, thank you, Susan. You know, I think there are more people out there that do that than you think. I mean, if it was just me out there doing it, nobody'd be watching the videos, nobody'd be sending things for me to hand out. So it's really kind of enlightening and nice to see that there's so many people out there that identify with this in some way, because for a long time, you know, I did this and nobody really watched. Which I'd still do it if nobody watched, to be honest with you. I wish the hell I could hide those views on YouTube. You can't hide the views because it's almost kind of embarrassing. Yeah, all the street lights are out around here. That's a big problem in Detroit too. See how pitch dark it is? Yeah, you know, I always tell people that it seems like what I experience out there, you'd need to get on an airplane and fly 3,000 miles away, be in some other country, and here it is in your own backyard. Sleeping on, like the other night when I went up there and see that lady just sleeping on concrete outside. My God. You know, when you look at, what I think sometimes, you look at everyday life and you're getting colonoscopies, dental exams, physicals, checkups, blood tests. You're worried about catching STDs. You're very concerned about your teeth, your skin. You're going to a dermatologist. And out there, it's like, this is worlds away from these people. Yeah, I mean, that's one thing that I gotta say that really kind of is a highlight in doing this. And that is that, I can even tell you, I was down there for a long time, way before I started doing this. And you see Marguerite walking down the road, and nobody gives a shit. And they give her a quarter. And actually, there was a time where I was trying to get some of the journalists from the Detroit News and Detroit Free Press. I knew those people quite well for a while, until we started arguing. If you Google wildlife in Zug Island, you'll see there was a front page article in the Detroit News where I took a couple journalists one time around Zug Island and Delray, and I was always trying to get them to highlight a working girl, these drug addicted girls and this problem with heroin and that kind of thing. And man, they wouldn't give me the time of day on that. So, you're just thinking that nobody cares, and then, I upload these videos, nobody's watching them. Well, once they finally took off, look at all the people, interesting people, they could use a break. I mean, Marguerite's been gone from getting paintballs and BB guns shot at her to kind of being a minor celebrity in southwest Detroit. And that hadn't happened before, and honestly, it's all because of YouTube. YouTube is, when you look at the population, what is it, 320 million or something now? There's enough people out there on a YouTube channel, like, what do I got, 140,000 subscribers or something? So when you get that kind of demographic to contact, there's more people out there that care for people like her than I thought. But when you're looking at from the areas that you're getting it from, all over the world, really, it's still not much, but way more than anybody was used to before YouTube came about. So I really thank YouTube for that. And people have got to learn. It was kind of interesting when Marguerite went through that photo album. It was I thought, she made a couple comments about her mother, and it doesn't look like Marguerite had exactly the easiest life in the world herself. So for her to go at the end of her life with COPD and some heart problems, and to find out that there are people out there that really think a lot of her, is something that wouldn't have happened otherwise. Yeah, she's doing okay. Yeah, that photo album, that's a good one, I thought, man. It's actually her brother that put that together. I have that with me. I'm going to take it home and make a copy, and make her a copy, and return it to Lindsay, her daughter. It was nice of Lindsay to follow up like that. So it was just a good experience. I mean, when you think of just me driving down there randomly, and ended up getting to know Marguerite, and then through that getting to know her daughter, and her brother starting to watch the channel, and it all came together in a photo album that she probably otherwise would have never got to look at. Doesn't get much better than that. Yeah, I don't think I make too much of a difference, really. I mean, they say I bring awareness, but who in the hell doesn't know about drug-addicted working girls? I mean, this is no secret. They're everywhere. I just think, if there's any awareness, it was they brought the awareness to you by being interviewed, and anybody could have done that. You got to hear from them, and you got to admit that even though you don't agree with everything they do, you like some better than others, and they all have their, just like outside life. Tassie, Becky, Marguerite, Kelly, they all have their unique personalities, and you found out something about them you wouldn't have known otherwise, which to me is enlightening. It's fun. Yeah. I did drive by there. I haven't been down there as much as I usually have been, and when I have been, it's been late at night. That area is dead. And somebody told me Poncho's caught on fire. Well, it looks like it burned enough to where it's not open. It's like a piece of plywood in the door, and I don't know what the status is of that place. There's a Poncho's too, not far from there. But it shut the place down, so I don't know where the people are getting stuff to eat. They can still walk up to the shell, but for somebody like Marguerite, that's not possible. Oh. No, what they'll do is these stalking weirdos, misfits, they don't have anything to do, so they'll attack you for, being on my channel. But I just try to ignore them if I were you. They're really not going anywhere. They're almost like adults trapped in a young child's mind. Oh, okay, Pam. Yeah, it's sad, man. You don't believe it happens until 60 Minutes does it. You're a little suspicious of it, and was this like scouring the country for a month and edited down into a 15-minute segment? But when I'm out there and just driving around and just turning on the camera, talking to them, and leaving, it's as grassroots and real as you can get. I'm not editing out anything. Once in a while, there'll be a little dialogue before and after I record, but hardly ever. I'll give you an example. I tell everybody that, hey, I want to let you, after I'm done recording, I want to let you know that you need to get the hell out of here, an emergency, or you get in a jam. Here's my number, you call me. And I mentioned this the other day. There's a lady that you would never expect she would be one of the people that wanted to do it. And this has been in the last week. And as I was recording her, because I like those videos, lonely walks, and it just shows the loneliness of a person walking away with a bunch of canned oranges down a dark alley. It just speaks volumes to me. And sometimes I record them as I'm, leaving or driving away. And I was recording her when she walked up. She said, "Turn that camera off, please." I said, "Okay, yeah, no problem. That's no problem." She said, "Can you try to get me into rehab?" I said, "Sure, I will." So I got somebody working on it right now. And she would be the person that I would be least likely to expect to ask me that. Yeah, that's it, Pam, yeah. Yeah, I think it's so raw and real. It sure is. I mean, Tassie is a gold standard of possibilities. Jesse's doing much better than she did, although I didn't have anything to do with it. Dan is falling off the wagon again, although I haven't seen him. Becky's not ready to leave. Marguerite's probably going to be there the rest of her life. But if they're willing and they want to get out of there, I'm all for them. Like I said before, I feel much better about Raven, because at least I did get to picture about how her family felt. Now, she didn't take me up on it, but I feel a lot better about it getting to lay that on her than that happening to her and me never letting her know. Yeah, I mean, you can say, well, it doesn't make any difference. She's dead now, and I would agree with that. But at least I got to say, hey, here's this stuff. This is what they sent. I told her right then and there on tape, I'll take you down to Indiana right now. We'll go up to the Upper Peninsula to live, whatever you want to do. She just wasn't ready. You wouldn't think it would be scary to leave that lifestyle. But like the photos I took with Anna, Crystal, and Lisa, rehab's great. Yeah, detoxes you, get off drugs. But you know what? People forget about the friendships that they make. I don't want to say misery loves company. I mean, you could argue that because they're drug addicts. But the other side of it is there are also people that stick together that know each other. There are friendships amongst working women, just like you have in your life. You still have friendships. And even being down and out and in the shitter all the time, they had a happy moment there. Wanting to pose for photographs, which to me is great. Hey, Dave. Yeah, they have friendships, and people don't get that. And it isn't always because they're tricking with the same guy or they're buying drugs from the same dealer. They're friendships. They're all in the same boat together, and it's not misery loves company. Actually, if you talk to Tassie, she'll tell you how Marguerite wanted to get out of there so bad and how much support she had from people trying to get her to leave. So it's not quite how you think it is. Oh, thank you, old school. Yeah, I didn't have a good relationship with my parents. I didn't go to my dad's funeral. I really was just kind of indifferent. I moved up to where I'm at now to help a sister of mine keep from going out of business with her spoiled brat kid, and that worked for the first 5 years, and I haven't talked to her 5 years for 5 years either. So my family relations have always been in the tank. I never really had like normal relations. That's probably why the way I am now, taping videos at 3 o'clock in the morning when everybody else is, doing the traditional family thing. I mean, I think I think my whole life, and this is even when I was married and living with my wife. I think I like spent Christmas Eve and times like that at truck stops because nothing else was open, and I don't mind it. Like, I don't feel like bad about it. It's just the way it worked out for me. I mean, I don't mind that much about it. You know how life is. I could have been a quadriplegic, so things could be worse. But I think that's what maybe led me to being this kind of person. Just like I'm from Flat Rock, which is just a little south of here. Actually, about 12 miles south of where I'm at right now. But I never had like, I never had like, I was never too good at like intimate relationships, or like family. And I get an idea that's probably how it's going to end too, which I'm fine with, After a while you realize you're not going to be a pro athlete, you're not the smartest guy in the world. Well, I realized a long time ago that it's never going to be a Hallmark moment with me and a wife and some kids under the Christmas tree and, taking my mom a birthday cake. Just didn't work out for me, but that's the way life is. Oh, that's cool, Amy. My birthday is January 4th. Yeah. I don't feel bad about it, man. I'm really kind of like, I like animals and I like helping people, but that's about it. I'm not. I had one girlfriend since I left my wife, and I couldn't wait to get rid of her. Shit, man. I would be impossible to live with. That's why I tell people it's not real that women want to like meet me because of this channel. It's not real. And I know if they, first of all, I'd be a miserable guy to live with. This little interaction on YouTube isn't like, that's much different than a relationship. I tell women that I would meet in my life, I can't give you anything. I'm just not that kind of guy. I mean, I'm a bad guy for that. So I just like live this life, which, it's okay. I mean, you know how it is. It's not storybook endings for everything. I'm not complaining. I'm actually lucky. For a guy that thinks the way I do, I mean, I live a great life now. Yeah, Capricorn. Yeah, I mean, I've been this same way. Even when I was a teenager, I was going on vacations myself. 16, way up into Canada. I've been all over Alaska. Got dropped off by a plane. I didn't see anybody for 11 weeks. Not one person the whole time. I've tried everything, searching for happiness. I've sold companies and I've moved to nice places. I've had nice houses and nice cars and nice airplanes, and it never really got me where I thought it would. And I think that's probably what eventually led to my ultimate breakdown, is I couldn't, get satisfied anyway with happiness. I mean, I could be wrong on that. It could be just batshit crazy genetics, which is a good guess, because my parents were both a couple nut jobs. So I think all things considered, I think I got lucky. Lucky I'm not in prison someplace. The cards kind of worked out for me. How much money am I worth? I don't know. Not that much. I mean, okay. I mean, I don't need any money, Yeah, I'm worth more than you would think, and I only say that so that you don't send me any money. I don't need any money for anything, for gas, for canned oranges. I don't, man. It'd be fraud if I just sat back and hinted around because I drive a van with 400,000 miles. I need help. I don't. It was very sweet of people. When I had van problems a week ago, I had like 24 or 25 people send me their credit card and debit card information to pay for my repair, no matter how much it costs. It doesn't get much nicer than that. And I think they did that because they think I'm broke. So on one hand, I'm very appreciative and thank people. On the other hand, I'd never take anybody up on it. But that was very nice to do. You know how it is, you guys. I mean, if you don't have anything, you pay the top price for anything. If nobody knows you, LeBron James, like I said, probably hasn't paid for a dinner since he's been in the NBA. But when you're struggling and you're broke and, things don't go your way, you can't get a damn week-old ham sandwich for free. You're paying full tilt to get a car towed. You're paying up the ass for everything. And then when you get a little bit of a success in something and you don't need it anymore, everybody wants to help you. It's the most crazy thing. If anything, I'll say that I don't want to be that way, which is why I think I have a weak part. I'm very interested in being the opposite of that. When I see somebody I think I can help get on track, I want to do it. It's so crazy, man. That's how it is. I mean, and I'm not bragging, but since the whole time I've been here, every meal I get, I give a $20 tip, even if it's toast and 2 eggs. And every coffee I get, I give a $10 tip. And the reason I do that is because I feel bad with this COVID bullshit, and people are so happy and enthusiastic, and I know they're getting takeout orders because people aren't eating inside, and I just feel bad for them. And I'm so lucky to be able to do something like that that's not that big a deal. I was in Barnes & Noble today and talking to a lady, and she worked for Toys R Us for 35 years and then lost her job. They went out of business, they were bought, and she's working at Barnes & Noble now, which can't pay that much. And I talked to her, and it was interesting in out these wholesalers for clothing, so I could try and make t-shirts at a reasonable price. And I said, do you think you have any books on, clothing lines? She said, well, let me look. Super nice lady. And that's how I found out she worked for Toys R Us. She said, let me look. She said, yeah, there's a book, how to do your own clothing, resources, how to get. And I said, oh, she said, I can order it for you. And normally I say, that's all right, I'll get it later. I said, well, do you get credit for that? She said, yeah, I kind of do. I said, well, order it for me then. And then she said, are you a member? Well, I don't really live close to a Barnes & Noble anymore. And I do order a lot of books on Amazon, but, Barnes & Noble isn't going to stay open if you don't buy stuff there. So I said, no, I don't. I mean, the one near me in Saginaw is kind of small, but I said, do you get credit for that? She says, I do. I said, well, I'll join then, So I ordered the book, joined the damn thing, and sure as shit, it was like $75. And I walked out of there with that book about Discover Yourself, and I ordered the other one, and I paid the $25. It was $75. But you know what? To me, it's worth it, because I wanted her to get credit for it. She'll probably get 67 cents, but she was so enthusiastic, so polite. She already got the shaft on a place she thought she'd work till the day she retired, and she wasn't bitching and complaining. And that, to me, that is the minimum I could do. I was glad to do it, and I'm lucky to be in that position. So for the people struggling out there, believe me, if I had a ton of money, I'd give them a $100 tip. But I know they're not making ends meet, and what really triggers me is that they're so nice under such shitty conditions. You can't take it with you. Oh, thank you, Tanza. Yeah, everybody's struggling, Shit, man. I mean, big deal. It's nothing anyway. You can't buy anything with $10 or $20 anyway. I mean, really. That you look at inflation for a chance. Hey, Larry, how you doing? Yeah, my dad was ignorant like that on tips. I've said this before. If you're half-ass intelligent, maybe just average, and you come from ignorant parents, it takes a long time to get up to speed. And luckily, I had kind of people take me under their wing, and I was luckily able to get around cultured people with some etiquette and tact. And I'd say by the time I was 28, I could probably go to a formal dinner and not embarrass the hell out of you. But it was all hard learning. I certainly didn't learn it from them. And it was just me lucky enough to get around educated, tactful people that showed me the way. And I picked up some on my own. Because I certainly didn't get any of that from my parents. Oh, thank you, Catherine. Oh, Survivor Girl. I've done that before, yeah. Yeah, my dad used to say that they should get better jobs if they wanted a tip. He was just too ignorant to realize that, they were making $1.17 an hour and they depended on tips for their wages. When I meet somebody like that, like I've said all along, it doesn't take much to turn me off with people. Somebody acts ignorant or rude, or they're rude to somebody, it's game over. It can be common. You know how it is. It's like they say when you're dating, which I don't date, that the little things are what make you break up. And that's kind of true. If you're sitting in a movie and you're watching a movie and it's the absolute worst movie you've ever seen in your life, and the person you're on a date with loves it, and they're already telling you that they can't wait to order the DVD, well, that's great. People can have, different opinions on things, but, or somebody that doesn't like animals, they're not little things, they're big things, because it's a big staple of like what defines you. Mind over matter. Yeah, I mean, in his mind, he believed that. So I don't know that I'd take, I don't think it's quite that simple, but, well, there's a plane. Mind over matter. How's that for technology? Up there drinking a beer, sitting on a seat watching a movie, just flying in from LA. Hey, Tom. Yeah, Amy, you know what I'm talking about then, Yeah, I know what you mean. That's the old red-eye flight. I saw that car come down here earlier, and I didn't think anything was open down here. Hey, Ace. Yeah, I used to go down around Midway all the time. Yeah. There's a good Mexican restaurant down there on Cicero, near McDonald's on the east side. Really good food. They have mariachis there all the time, and I used to stop there quite a bit. And for a while, Cicero was the closest Walmart you could go to if you lived downtown. Only other choice we had was Target, which, I'm not a big fan of. Good night, Amir. No, I didn't do any interviews. No, I did not. No. Are you talking about in Chicago or out here in Detroit? In Chicago, I left Chicago about 10 years ago. I think it's 10 years this fall, and I haven't been back since. I don't miss it at all. I liked it. I had a good time there. but I get sick of living downtown. I get sick of living everywhere after a while. But that may be over for me because, you know, I've always moved and I kept thinking that it was where I lived. I realized it was all between the ears, and I think that's where I really started having some mental problems, when I'd had every toy and every car and traveled everywhere and took 10 years off to do nothing but travel, and had every great collection of Civil War letters, and then I just kind of ran out of things to chase, and that did not work out good for me. This poor guy's beer store went out of business. Seemed like a nice guy. I was only in here once, but this COVID finished him off. Yeah, it's a bike store. Yeah, it's a pretty big outfit, you know. I see people over there all the time because I have to come through here when I get a Dunkin' Donuts in the morning. Oh, here's another auto clinic. I don't think this place is open. Maybe it is. No, I don't think so. I think they took all the signs off. They were running a massage parlor here for a while, and they closed that down. Medical and beauty spa, hair removal. But there was a car parked down here, and I don't know what he would have been doing here. Nothing's open. Yeah, this liquor store is the one that went out of business. Hey, Chrissy. Hey, how you doing? For the life of me, I can't figure out how these new car dealerships stay open. Who in the hell is buying this stuff? I mean, it's 40 grand for a piece of junk. $800 a month car payment. There is no way in hell I'd do that. Yeah, this is the liquor thing that went out of business. Poor guy, he'd been there about 20 years, I think. This is county. I never really pay too much attention here. Realtors. I mean, I like where I live, but I think if I had the right situation turned up, I'd probably move, but it'd have to be like a warehouse where I could have a bed. I don't want like my house, I don't even have furniture in my living room. I never have anybody over. I never eat at the table. I sold it all. It was Renaissance French Rococo furniture. It's all hand carved. That stuff's hard to sell, so once somebody wanted to buy it, I sold it. I wasn't using it anyway. And when my basement cleared out, I'll be fine. So, but I'd like that place where I uploaded that video with the Rolls Royces. Set up like that. Basketball court, boxing ring, stuff like that. This is a new car dealership too. That's a Dunkin' Donuts. It's not the greatest one. It's good enough for coffee. I don't know how you'd ever sell these buildings. They're all over the place. Everywhere. I had an Arabic girlfriend for a little while. I don't know what it is, but you get the Arabic women, you know, they have very strong features, and when they're dyed blondes that have it done professionally, they really look super pretty to me. Clockwork Orange movie. Yep. Yeah, this is where the massage parlor was. Silver Market, I think they called it. It's so hard to, you couldn't give me a business now, anything. I never played cricket. You're right, Laura. Yeah, see, you got some etiquette. got some. Yeah, they're crazy, man. I didn't get anything handed to me. Paid for all my own school and worked and all that stuff. I mean, I don't think I could do it now, but when I was young and naive and stupid, that really was, I was probably at my strongest. But I can remember thinking, this is no kidding, in the 8th grade, I remember thinking that my parents weren't going to do anything for me. And that, you know, I better really, my dad always used to tell me, there's no way in hell you're going to be able to work for a company. You're too hot-headed. You're going to expect to get promoted too quick. You don't like school. And I thought, well, that's some probably pretty good advice, you know, because I've been self-employed my whole life, with the exception of a couple little short stints, you know, as I was getting going. But now, shit, man, I don't know of any, I couldn't tell you any business to get into. They're all sucking hind. It's just, it's bad. The economy sucks. Yeah, I've been all over New York. Yep, I've been to New Rochelle, New York. Yep. Yeah, but you know, when you're young, and you know, you think that having a nice house and a nice boat and a nice wife, and that's going to do it. And that does do it for some people, and good for them. So it all depends on you know, where the bar's set for you. And you know, if you got mental illness in the background, like it was in my case, it seems to exacerbate things. I had a psychiatrist tell me when I was about 35 that as you age, your mental conditions worsened. And for the next 20 years, I was always trying to get out of psychiatrists if that was true, and they'd never really give me a straight answer. Well, I can tell you from personal experience, at least in my case, it's been true. Man, I fight darkness 24/7 constantly. Really, it's like on my mind all the time. Oh, the bikes? Yeah, I don't think you're going to get to see much of them, but I'll show them to you. I don't think you can see that many of them. More of them are down here. I'm actually in Dearborn. Yeah, here's some bikes. I have 3 bikes. Look at those fat tire bikes. No, that's a pain in the ass. Hey, Lisa. I mean, I can kind of understand, you know, a lot of people comment that in a way being homeless is being free. And you know, I haven't ever been homeless, but I can understand how they feel that way. I don't know why these street lights aren't on. Yeah, it's true. Simon and Garfunkel, that's no shit. Yep. Yeah, I think I have a good life. I don't think most people would like it, you know, but thank you. I love my life right now. It's been good for about 3 years in a row. It was good before, you know, like 3 years ago, June. Well, I shouldn't say that. It was good about, it started going south for me about 13 years ago. It's pretty dark, yeah. Yeah, I think it started going south for me. Just getting more and more depressed. There were times, you know, where I live now, I'd come down to Detroit. It was a lot worse like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. I couldn't sleep. I'd be up at midnight and I'd take off for Detroit. I'd get down there about 2:30, even if it was snowing, whatever. You look at my old early videos, and for some weird reason, I would like get really feel good, and nothing else made me feel good than other than driving around Detroit all night long. So nuts. It's the only thing that worked. And for that, I mean, first of all, I think I owe Detroit something. You know, I called the ombudsman's office last week and said, hey, look, you know, I do these videos on Detroit. You know, Detroit's got a lot of, you know, things that aren't so great, and I just don't run into that many positive stories. I wish you guys could kind of point me in a direction of, you know, some positive deals so I could, you know, upload videos about it, and they never called me back. So I really owe Detroit. I know it sounds nuts, you know, a bunch of inanimate objects, but I do. And I wish the best for the city. And as far as my channel, I mean, if it wasn't for people like Penny and Tassie and Wendy and Angel, we wouldn't be talking. I mean, who's shitting who? The Daisy videos are cute, the pizza videos are aggravating, but it's the working girl interviews that made the whole damn thing fly. And don't you think that I'm not aware of that? So, I mean, I was all for helping them anyway, but I'm even more so because they've allowed me to like make friends through YouTube with common interests. You know, I went through my whole damn life and I never knew anybody that liked photography or empty birds like I do. Yeah, so it really worked out where I could, you know, I have people I can interact with now where before I just didn't. You know, it was, they didn't like it. They had families and, you know, it's weird. Oh, thank you, The Groove. I've been doing photography since I was a kid, actually. I have literally millions of negatives and some transparencies. I hardly ever shot in color. I didn't like it. I photographed all the national parks in the winter, the access that I could get. A lot of them are closed, but it's still pretty good. And I've done a lot of large format photography, 4x5 and 8x10. And then I did that for years. I never really liked, like, you know, color, or I liked, you know, blight and, like, you know, abandoned places. And then, you know, YouTube came along, and then I was kind of burned out with photography. And boy, I sure hit the gold mine on that in a lot of ways. I'm really thankful to YouTube. I bitch about them sometimes, but now if you get an Astro van with 400,000 miles, you can leave the windows open all night because you don't give a shit. Oh yeah, I'd give it all away anyway. I swear to God I would. I don't mind paying my expenses, but that's it. I wouldn't accept pay for it. Because it's time to party with Daisy. Yeah. Yes. That's my girl. 2 pieces of pizza left. How you like my luggage? 1940. 2 pieces of pizza left. 1 dragon's milk left. Daisy's left. 1 dragon's milk left. I got 3 things of gummies. 1 dragon's milk left, and you tell me I don't have a great life? I watched MMA tonight. It's not bad. Dragon's milk is beer aged in bourbon barrels. It's you know, you could say it's expensive, $4 a bottle, but it's really good beer. You guys ever heard of H.H. Bennett? That was a photo I have of his. Uh, he's a famous photographer from the Wisconsin Dells. Yeah, really interesting guy. Hey, Grove. Yeah, cool. I don't think you can get it much outside of Michigan. Oh, Daisy's right over there. Here's my girl. Oh yeah, hon. There's the Daisy. I did not find any in Liz, but I guess she's around. Not that spicy, no. Nope. Oh, are you familiar with that Faye? Uh, photograph he did. It's good that you know about him. That's interesting. So you're cultured, Faye. Yeah, I gave her a little pizza. Yeah, I drink a lot of. You'll never find a better, my opinion, which doesn't mean shit. Ardbeg 10, about $54 a fifth, worth every damn dime.